Good morning. Oh, hello, everybody. I'm alive. Y'all know I'm really bad at this. I see a message from Jane. Good morning, Jane. Am I live? Am I live? It says I'm live. Hello. Happy fall, Southern California. Hello, Kita. Jane. Okay, great. I'm sorry. I was like wolfing down a bagel. Look at my dog. Can you see Ruby? This is the first time you'll probably see her like not sleeping. She's been really wild today. I hope everyone is doing great. I am going to who's excited? So happy fall. Happy if you're, I guess there would be nobody in the southern hemisphere. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's late over there, I know, but happy fall. Happy spring in the southern hemisphere. It's definitely it's raining all day. I'm already feeling the weather changes, but I hope you're also feeling like the shifts, the energy shifts. It gets really interesting when the sun moves into Libra. I didn't really mention it in any of the videos, but the sun in Libra is like, okay, it's not like, oh, but we are going to, y'all, I just did a 3-month ahead video. If y'all want to take a look at that, that was crazy. That I couldn't believe that was like, I thought it was going to take a lot shorter. And I remember last time some people had requested it, but that took 12 hours to do and put together. It was like, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, but I hope I hope it's helpful for you. I know I talk a lot too, so that's me. That's on me. But that should be out today. And then I am working on your October forecast, and we're going to talk about that because y'all, October's it's wild. All right. I don't know. I want people to tell me if you know what's happening in October. I mean, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in October, but there's a couple things that you probably know are happening in October, but there's probably a lot of things you don't know, which I'll explain. Yeah, but yeah. Let's see what Chicago. Love that Chicago's here. I was there. I stayed there. I did. I don't think they do it anymore. I did one of those helicopter tours where it was all glass. It was like an all glass helicopter. Have you done that? Jen? I did that in Chicago. It's kind of scary. But I think because it's so scary, they stopped it. I don't remember but I remember doing that because it was so interesting. Maha from Savannah. Hello, good to see you again. I'm glad that you love the video. October closing in on your deal. That's great. That's amazing. What deal? Y'all, it is a time where like there's going to be so many changes. This year has been like just gangbusters changes happening. A lot just coincidentally with like a lot of the timing of a lot of the aspects that are happening with Venus going retrograde, Mercury going retrograde at the same time, y'all. And then when they go retrograde, they extend those periods. So Mercury retrograde in Virgo for like forever, Venus or just in Virgo forever, and then Venus in Leo forever. Like it's been interesting because those are inner planets. They spend not that much time like in signs. So you are purchasing a 40-room motel on 7 acres. That sounds amazing. And you signed the contract on you did on September 19th. Good for you. Jean, you had a tower moment yesterday. You left your job, but you have a new job. That's great. You got your inheritance this morning. That's amazing. All this great news. There are going to be some like great things that do happen. Kira, you asked, can you kind of explain how to watch your readings through the lens of other placements like Moon and Venus? Yes, I can do that. I was gonna do a video on that, but it really is like if you want to know more about Venus, is obviously like the planet of love and romance and sex, and but it is also like creativity, it's money, it's beauty, and so those aspects of your life, I would read your Venus, right? If you're looking for relationship, if you know, like if those kind of matters are important for you, and the moon is more of like that emotional, like emotionally what you may be going through. But I mean, it's a lot deeper than that. But that's just the kind of like general, yeah. And it is like you will see whether it's an astrologer or a reader that does actually use astrology. And like a tarot reader that does use astrology, they will talk about the say read your sun, rising, moon, and Venus. I don't say that. I say you're welcome to, because I don't think you need. I don't think anyone needs to read all of theirs. All of those. The most important is your rising. You should definitely read your sun and rising, rising or ascendant, and you would have to know your birth chart for that. But Venus, sure, it's important. If any of those matters are something that you want more attention or information on, as well as the moon. Okay, but in moons, you know, I usually recommend during like whether it's a full moon or a new moon. Sometimes like if you think of like kind of like the where the moons are, you know, the phases of the moon and where they're going, like maybe I'll recommend it for a certain weekly reading, but yeah, it's really uh, I mean, you can read all of them if you want. It's just, I feel like it's just like exhausting if you do, especially with the videos. But yeah, a lot of people will say, read your sun, your rising, your Venus, and your moon. I just say sun and rising, and and Venus and moon. But some weeks, yeah. Um, and I feel like this is a time like where everyone, I'm not gonna lie, every like people are probably like y'all. A lot of y'all are probably fed up. Okay, it's like we're at a time where there's just a lot of things where you have been thinking about a lot of things in your life. There's been a lot of aspects that have been pushing you, provoking you, poking the bear, and now you're at that point of like, I'm fed up with this. I'm letting go of this. I need to release this. I need to make room for this new thing to happen. I want changes in my life. That's what this full moon that's coming up is really about. So I know that's next week, but you're probably already feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm actually taking off work all next week because I am so burnt out, and so I need to like just like really get back into a state where I'm just like, okay, I'm good to go. But it is like just I'm so happy to just take this week off from work and just have more time to catch up on a lot of other things that are happening. So what else is going on? Let's see. We're just kind of side eyeing the chat room. Jen, you didn't do the helicopter, but your husband proposed. Oh, over the glass of the Sears Tower. That's amazing. I love that. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's such a cool spot. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, Jen, thank you. Or Jean, thank you. I did get my haircut. I did mention that in my readings. I started your October forecast. Okay. I'm going to just let you know now. There's so much. Sure, October is a month of eclipses, but there's so much happening in October. You are going, it's like, this is why I'm taking a week off, because next month is going to be like go, 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 go. Like intense. Next month is going to be intense. And I just want to be like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all like just prepared for it. It's going to be intense. But I did mention, but because I think that I mentioned in a couple of readings this week about like I was getting so many compliments on my haircut or on my hair, but I just ended up like just cutting it all off. So I'm glad that you like it. What else is going on? Jen, you are Scorpio rising and sun. Okay, so the perfect lead into what's happening next month. And Jen, you need to pay attention to this. This and anyone that is Scorpio, but you know what? It didn't even matter if you're a Scorpio. Like these eclipses, like think about their oh gosh, how do I even say this? There's just so much going on. But remember how back in July we had the North Node move into Aries, South Node move into Libra. We're really feeling that, okay? Because we have that new moon solar eclipse happening in Libra. Some of y'all are probably feeling it now. That's why I'm saying there's things that you may want to let go. And a lot of it may be partnerships, relationships related, or just one-on-one personal relationships or whatnot. But it really is going to be a month. And I'm going to try to, I've already started your October forecast because I'm going to post that next week. They may be a day late. I'm just letting you know that because they're running along. They're all an hour long. That's how much is going on in October. Just wait. You're like everyone. Eclipses, first of all, are game changers. I hope you know that they're like big game changers. Anything. It's so funny because you know by the books on paper they're game changers. They're in certain signs. You will feel shifts. They push things along. They sometimes they're wild cards too. Okay, so a lot of things can happen that you don't expect, but it turns out that it's like really good for you. Now there are eclipses where I say anything goes during eclipse month. Like it's you will sometimes feel a buildup. I remember that I many years ago during an eclipse, I there was like this buildup of I was at a job that wasn't working out, and it was just this crazy buildup, and I quit like right on the spot during an eclipse that I didn't realize like I didn't even think it through. It just happened. It was really crazy. And then there was an eclipse. I think we had an eclipse. It was in May. It was the eclipse in Scorpio where I was. I'm getting really personal here. I was seeing someone and it was going really well, but I was dumped on the day of that eclipse. So that was very surprising for me. Very surprising for me. Came out of nowhere, came out of the blue. But that's just giving you examples of like just be ready. But here's the thing: these eclipses, compared to the ones that I'm referring to, are actually good. Okay, so if anything does happen, know that it's like for the good, like good things to come. So I hope you're prepared for these eclipses. And there's gonna be a lot of other changes. You're gonna feel the shift. So again, I'm gonna try to do this without repeating what I say in the videos because they are so long. But there's gonna be the beginning of October is gonna have a very different feel from like mid October on. And I know that was like September, but very differently because that's when the eclipses start happening. But then we start moving into Scorpio season. But I think Jen, you're talking about being a double Scorpio, right? So first of all, happy birthday, happy early birthday. But Mercury's going to be moving into Scorpio, and Mars is going to be moving into Scorpio, and Pluto, the modern ruler of Scorpio, is going direct. And so that's a lot of Scorpio energy. It's like it's intense. And as you know, Scorpio is the native ruler of the eighth house of like power and like transformation. Just expect your life to change because these eclipses are happening during pretty much Scorpio season. Well, the one in Libra is actually, funnily enough, is happening during Libra season, which is interesting. One thing that I don't think I may have said it in the 3 month ahead video, but for the first eclipse that happens, the new moon solar eclipse that happens in Libra, that's going to happen on the 14th, 15th, depending on where you live. That one, so eclipses happen in cycles. So everything happens in cycles, right? So think about 19 years ago, October 2004. We had a new moon solar eclipse at this exact degree in Libra at that time. So you may feel a lot of like echoes of what happened back then. And remember, eclipses, unlike new moons and full moons, like they're really setting the stage for this next part of your life. And so you can feel this eclipse for like an entire year. Or 6 months to a year. And so when I say think back to October 2004, think back to October until like maybe February 2005. But you may feel echoes around that time. What else is going on? Kita, I agree with you. So August and September have been exhausting. It sure has. It sure has. If you saw my 3 month ahead video, like it's just got to get like just wait until December. December is very nice. I mean, Mercury will go retrograde at the end of December, or I'm sorry, mid-December. And that's another one where it's in Capricorn. So Mercury's going retrograde in Capricorn. We started off this year with Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So you may also feel echoes of what happened at the beginning of this year. But it's always interesting to think about and reflect on that. There are a lot of like cycles that happen in our life, but I really love December, and then I really love January next year. I love April of next year. I think that I mentioned in the Gemini readings, like Geminis, get Gene, your life is changing. Your life is going to change. If there are any Geminis here, again, like your next year is going to just be gangbusters for y'all. Because Jupiter's moving into your sign. But then also, Uranus is finally leaving Taurus. Can you believe that? And then moving into Gemini. We'll talk about that a lot more later. But Tauruses are y'all should be having a good year. Tauruses last year was just like, oh goodness, Taurus. Oh no, oh Taurus. Oh, Taurus. I'm not like what, but it's you're in a like just wait. Actually, just like you're gonna feel Tauruses are gonna feel a lot more movement in pretty much like I would even say like December up until you're gonna feel like the biggest pop like of like everything is like perfect more like around like March, April, but it even January and it's only because like all these planets are retrograde, right? Like so even like Jupiter and Uranus are in your sign, they're retrograde. But thank you, Irma haircut. Alicia can't remember 2 days ago. I love it. And that's why I say it's a really good idea to have notebooks, but to keep your notebooks or have a notebook. And I think I mentioned earlier, and I maybe in one of the things like I write down what I do every day or what happens every day. So I've been doing that since college. So I have like like my entire life basically since college documented like every day. It's really crazy. Um, but it's also fun because I can just easily on my computer like look back to like if there was like a corresponding new moon. I can go back and type in what happened around that day, and I'll know. But Pluto is going direct, by the way, so I think I mentioned that is going to be a big thing that happens. Mars is moving into Scorpio. That's going to be really intense. I'm not going to lie. So Mars is the traditional ruler, the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and Mars is, as you know, the planet of like aggression and like the Aries, right? Mars is the ruler of Aries, the god of war. It's in Scorpio. It's just really intense, right? So you just have to. Next month is directing all your energies and passions or toward your passions, and like really going for it, like really going for the jugular now. There's also Venus is finally leaving Leo. We like Venus and Leo, but it is moving into Virgo. And so that's something that I talk at length about. Well, I wouldn't say at length, but I mentioned it in your, our October forecast. They're so long. How do y'all watch them? Do y'all like cook? I love this is the thing. I love knowing things because when y'all leave comments, it like helps me understand like should I do this? Should I not talk about this? And do you know what I mean? Like it helps me. But I love it when I get those comments like, oh, I love listening to your readings while I'm cooking. Some people like watch it on their TVs. Like it's always good for me to know because it helps me like identify like, okay, like maybe I'll switch this up and make this easier. Like yeah, anyway. But Venus moving into Virgo is in its fall. Okay. So it's just Virgo is already a very analytical sign. They're like the researchers and whatnot. But then Scorpio is similar to that too. And so it's well, Mercury in Scorpio, okay? And because Mercury is going into Scorpio, so there's gotta be a lot of like deep diving, all right, in terms of like things that bring you pleasure and whatnot. But I make a great analogy in my in every video about what Venus and Virgo is like, but it's more like analyzing like love and money and the way you look and things like that. It can be. I'm not gonna lie, there can be moments of like you being too self-critical of yourself. So be aware of that. Don't be too hard on yourself. And the Scorpio energy, again, like I said, it is intense. There's a lot of stuff happening in Scorpio. So Mercury, Mars, and the Sun in Scorpio, and then Pluto going direct. But we do have again one thing that I am going to point out that if you want to mark it in your calendar, why don't I do this? Why don't I tell you the best days of the month? You want me to do that? I'll tell you the best days. I mean, even though like yeah, the eclipses are going to be game changing and they're good again. These eclipses. There's a lot happening behind the scenes too, so it's just going to be very wild. It's going to be very wild. There are some great days, but let me just gosh, abundantly spiritual. Thank you so much for joy. Hello. For the first right there. Oh, that's a good yeah. That's also if you don't journal, if you don't like write things down, that's an alternative is going through your social media to see like posts that what you may have been doing around that time, and things may float about what you were thinking about when around that time. So yeah, memories like I my phone automatically like sends me like memories of like photos from like 2009. It's crazy. It's really insane. What is going on? Jen, you listen. Okay, while you work out, cooking. Okay, great. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. Um, Jean, you say you wish you were they were longer. Well, you're gonna love the October ones. I'm not even joking. Y'all, one of them I just did. I think it was Leo. I don't. It could have been Virgo or Leo. It was an hour and 7 minutes for the October forecast. Like I can't even. And if you're a Virgo, like I don't want to spoil it for you, but that next month is like great for you. And then is anyone a Cancer? If anyone's a Cancer, it's like your next month is like your best month of like all time since you were born, basically. Um like it's gonna be a great month. But yeah, so okay, let me tell you about the best days. The best days this month. Amy, you watch on your TV, phone for the chat. Oh yeah, timestamps. Those are always in the description box. I always have the timestamps in the description box, as well as I pin them in the comments too. So whenever I do those videos, they're always timestamps in the comments, pinned, so it's at the top. If you're on your phone, sometimes like someone else's comment will be the first thing you see, but when you press the comments button, it'll be the first thing. Okay. And they are always in the description box because yeah, I don't want you to like manually try to find it. Okay. Y'all, okay, so the best days, let's do that because there's just so much happening. Just know that the first half of the month is going to be very different. The first half, okay, I said the first half of the month is going to be more about you just let things go. Okay, so we know that we have a full moon in Aries. Like I said, it's going to feel like it's so game changing. Okay, next week. And so there's a lot of things that are already happening in your lives, right? Especially with that new moon in Virgo too that we're just coming out of. So following that, it's like, okay, this thing's released. So you're just kind of like, all right, I'm just you're floating, and then mid-month before we get to the eclipses, like Mars is moving into Scorpio. And so it's like now there's like a lot of undulation like on your, life raft, whatever it is. So, and then the eclipses hit, and then Mercury goes into Scorpio, and then we go into Scorpio season, and that's all about like power and transformation. Pluto has gone direct, so there is going to be like there could be some like it's like really it's going to be like but like high energy. Let's leave it at that. It's going to be very high energy, very intense. But a lot of y'all are going to like that. It's like you're so over something, like you're so over like the BS, and you're going to want it. But I would just advise you to be careful with these aspects because it can be very aggressive. So it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's like now. It's like that kind of energy. Isn't that like in Willy Wonka? He's like, "Give me this! I want all of this now." It's like that kind of energy. You're gonna really want things, and you're gonna do everything to like together. You're gonna feel so like you're gonna feel that spark. Okay. But the best days. Okay, so Well, Mercury is moving into Libra on the 4th, so that's again finally leaving Virgo. After it, I think Mercury was in Virgo for like 10 weeks or like 11 weeks, which is it's a long time for Mercury. Okay, so the best day of October, starting it off, mark this in your calendar, okay? Mark this in your journal, all right? Mercury's trining Pluto. Okay, that's great. That's great. Really good for like business deals, really good for just like gains, you know, like as the kids say, like gains, hashtag gains. That's basically what Mercury trine Pluto is. It's really using you know, instead of like, you know, with Neptune, it's like it's like imagination and creativity and whatnot, and like the right side of your brain. But Mercury trining Pluto, this is more left side. This is more like you being intellectual, strategic, you being, you know, like what is her name? Did you see that movie? It wasn't a movie, it was a show. The Queen's Gambit. It's like that. That's like Mercury trine Pluto, like really like being 3 steps ahead. But it is still a really great day to for a lot of, for every sign. For you know, Mercury is a planet of communication, it's the messenger, so like really communicating the things that you want. And it's for that week, it's very nice, the first week. So we're already kicking it off on the 3rd. While we're here in the first week, why don't I go ahead and tell you like one of the more challenging days? Mark this in your calendar. Mars is going to square Pluto on October 8th. So we're going from Mercury trining Pluto. Okay, so hold on to that energy. That's happening on the 3rd. But on the 8th, Mars is going to square Pluto. This is a day where you can be very like assertive. This is a good day, okay? You can be really assertive. You can really let's just say take your passion, like really be driven, okay? But it's an aggressive day, so it could be like power trippy, it could be heated, let's say. Because remember, these aspects, just for the collective, just for everyone in general, right? The Mars squaring Pluto, that is going to affect everybody. Okay, so if you're feeling all this powerful and this, you know, empowered and assertive, and you want something, and then your colleague or your lover or your mom or your brother, they're feeling the same thing. And so it's like a lot of, you know, egos can be heightened this day. It's a very aggressive like day. It can be kind of like there could be some confrontations around this time. So it's really just focus on your passions, and you know, don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Okay, so that is a day to mark in your calendar where things may be like your boss could be like "Brr, brr, 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 brr," and you, because of like everything else that's happening behind the scenes, you could really like, you know, middle finger, you could do a lot of, you could say things that you regret because you're gonna feel empowered too. You're like, you don't talk to me that way. Do you know what I mean? Like it could be like one of those days. So you just kind of, you sit there, you smile, you grin and bear it, and then you think of like an exit strategy. I mean, you don't want to have like a boss like that. Where it could just be like a day where everyone feels like, you know, very empowered. But again, try not to let your, you know, ego lead that day. Next day that I would want you to mark in your calendar as a good day, one of the best days of the month, will be the 13th. Okay. Is that Friday? Is that Friday the 13th? Let me see. It is. Okay, so Friday the 13th is actually one of the best days of October. That one you can just remember. You can just remember that. Okay. Let me just look at some of these questions. Jen, you said Venus and Virgo is like a nerd getting passionate over Batman facts and putting those fact sheets on a Batman themed trapper keeper. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're gonna like the analogy that I make in the, in the videos. I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's funny, but yours is funny. Amy, you say, I find it hard to make time to read more than my sun and rising, let alone other signs. How do you have the time to do all those readings? Oh my gosh, Amy, that's why I don't know, like that's why I'm taking next week off. Okay. I'm taking next week off of work. It's been quite challenging. I have been working, y'all. This merchandise store is up, so buy some merchandise. All the proceeds go toward my brother and I think I mentioned this. We're and I mentioned this in all the videos. I'm the least self-promoty person. I cannot promote myself. It is hard for me to do, but it does. Anything that I make goes toward this down payment that I'm trying to. My brother and I want to buy my parents a house, so they're retiring. So anyway, but I just added the "You're Good" t-shirts, so they're there now, and I mentioned that I've never talked about my merchandise store in any of my videos, but in for the October forecast, I do mention it because they're all based on your requests. Like it's y'all telling me like, oh, you should do a "You're Good" Leo t-shirt or "You're Good" Gemini, and so I did. So they're finally up, okay, and phone cases like the backs of the phones, like these things, like those. I have those. So they're all in the store now. They're all in the store. And hoodies because it's fall. And so you'll find that, but a lot of like different t-shirt designs. So I don't know how I got off on that with your question. How do I find the time to do all these readings? It really is a good question. And it is something that I have to like rethink because I do have a full-time job. I have to do your readings after the job, but I can only do like 2 a day. If it's a week where not a lot's happening, where it's only like 30 minutes of video, I can get like 3 videos in. But it usually like it's just throughout the week that I do them. And then, I try to do as many requests. Like, there was someone that requested 3 month ahead. But then in the comments as well, people were asking about fall or whatever. So I squeezed that in last weekend. Again, I did not know it was going to take 12 hours. I had to do it in 2 days. Split it up in 2 days. Like, whoa, this is taking a lot longer than I thought that it. So yeah, and then I also, as you know, I freelance on the side. So I'm trying to. So this is why I really appreciate y'all being members, because the more that like more members I get, the less than I can do all this other work. So it is, yeah, it's a really good question. It's like I'm constantly working. It's and my job is like very like demanding. So I try. There are days where I'm so burnt out from being on Zoom calls all day because I'm in a pretty like high position. So I have a lot of people working for me. And so I'm on a lot of Zoom calls, but I'm doing a lot of work. And there are days that I'm so burnt out. I don't even have like the mental capacity to do your readings. So I will skip that day and then I'm backed up. And so it's really crazy, but it is but yeah, I love doing this. I love doing tarot. It's like I get excited to do your readings. I get so excited. I love all this stuff. I love astrology and tarot. Okay, so Cheryl, thanks for joining. For your Scorpio and Leo rising. Wow. Okay. Oh, and Libra moon. So yeah, next month is going to be big for you. I don't know if you just joined, but yeah, a lot of Scorpio activity happening. Not only next month, but it's and happy early birthday. but throughout the rest of the year. But you know, with you being Leo rising, oh my goodness, you're definitely. Are you getting a new job? Or starting a business or something? You never miss an 80s movie reference. Cheryl, you like to watch, listen, take notes while you're getting ready for work. Okay, cool. I love that. You draw out the spread in a notebook. Oh, that's so cool. Fill out the cards as we go. Take notes in all the blank spaces. That's awesome. I love that. Oh gosh, yeah, Jen. You gotta retract the stingers. And that's so funny. I'm what sign am I at now? I think I'm doing Scorpio next after this. But I was gonna mention the stingers. You're gonna have to yeah. So okay, Alicia, Jimmy, can you please explain what it means when a planet is retro in your birth chart? Yeah, it's just like, you know, when it's the easiest way to explain it is like if your birth chart, if you see the little R, it means that planet was retrograde. You're gonna hear a siren go by, and so it just means that you like the easiest way to explain it, like you you would tend to go more inward, okay, in the whatever house that planet falls in, okay, with the retrograde. You're hard on yourself. Capricorn sun. If you're Capricorn, you should be having some fun. Oh, your Venus is in Aquarius, though. Okay. And your Gemini rising. Venus in Aquarius is like, you definitely need to have like well, you're also Capricorn too, but your moon's in Leo. That's really fun. Gemini rising is really fun. The Venus in Aquarius, which is very interesting, that's the part where it's just like you need to have that like mental connection with someone above anything else. Like you could never be in a relationship. It could be like the hottest person in the world, but if they say one thing where you're just like, you're not on my mental level, like it's like bye-bye. Jean, yes, I'm glad that you got the tote bag and the mug and the t-shirt. And really, thank you. Y'all have to get Irma. You got a Virgo cup. I love it, and a t-shirt. I love it. And yes, hoodies. I have hoodies now, and I can add a lot more stuff. It really is time consuming, and you know, it takes a lot. Like, I'm not like complaining about it. Like, I love doing this stuff. One of the things I wanted to avoid was the fact that Venus was retrograde in Leo. And so I didn't want to like really talk about it, or even like, you know, it's okay for y'all to buy things, but for me, like to like sell things, like while Venus was retrograde, it was like, I got to actually just rethink all this and make sure that everything's right before, you know, and then when Venus finally goes direct, then I can do a thing. Amy, you ask, when will you be taking bookings for individual readings again? That is a very good question. And do you hear the horn honking? That's so funny. I'm gonna close this window real quick. But I'm gonna talk while I do this. You can probably still hear it. With my air conditioner, like now, like I don't need it, and it's going to be coming out soon. It's you can hear all of Brooklyn around me today. But your question about that, first thing that I do want to say is like, I've been getting a lot of messages from a lot of different people on all my social media platforms. I really appreciate it. There are some people out there that are faking my profile, or faking me and you know, trying to get like readings booked or whatnot. So just know I will never reach out to you. Like I will never DM you. I will never like say, hey, book a reading with me. They're always, if you can, like report them. report the F out of them, because it's not just me, that a lot of readers are targeted. But yeah, I've gotten so many messages, and I really appreciate that. And I just, and I think I've made it like I can't respond all the time, because it just, but like sometimes, like it really, like messages will come through, like if like yeah. So anyway, but I am actually probably not gonna go back to doing personal readings, unfortunately. I'm really sorry, Amy. I'm gonna, but I'm just, I I don't want to. Okay, I may not. Let's put it that way. I need to see where I'm at in 2024, because it's already like with like already doing, having my full-time job, and then doing your videos, and then all the freelance work that I do already, and then I'm already working like 60 to 70 hours a week. And so this is why this week I'm taking the week off, because I have to figure out what I need to cut back on. Like I can't do this. Like it's too much. It's too much. And so that's why next year I'm just I think that's what I'm gonna cut out, is doing the personal readings. However, this is I'm going to, Amy, I'm going to make an announcement next month that addresses that. I told you that I have a surprise coming. And so keep that in mind. I have a surprise coming for y'all next month. Okay. And if you are in the New York City area, don't forget, I do free readings at Moxie Williamsburg. Okay. And the next one is on the this is the third Thursday of every month. Easiest way to remember it. So I do free readings. Can you believe that? Yeah. And so they asked me to do because I couldn't get to there was so many people that showed up. I couldn't get to the to everybody. So they asked me to do 3 hours for October 19th. So I'll be there for 3 hours doing free readings. But okay. Oh shoot. I don't know what it just jumped. Sherry, congratulations on your new job offer last week. That is Aquarius, Sun, Cancer, Rising, Aries, Moon. I love it. That's amazing. Your life is changing, by the way. I hope you know that with that combination. Leslie. Oh, Leslie, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. It is today, isn't it? Leslie, hi. Happy birthday. Leslie in the UK, in Liverpool. I just hired someone in Liverpool at my normal job to do something for like at my company. But happy birthday, Leslie. I hope you're having a great birthday. That's amazing. I love it. You're right on the equinox. That's crazy. I love that. And then Leslie, yeah, that's amazing. You're going through a lot of changes this year, by the way. You're like, I just finished October, the Libra. Jen, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's really sweet. And and if you are, and this just goes up, but I'm gonna, y'all, I think I just figured out that you can see the transcript. There's a button on YouTube that you can press to see the transcript for all this chat. But okay, so let me get back to the okay, so the other day that's really great, mark in your calendar, Friday the 13th, Mars is trining Saturn. Okay. This is amazing. It's really great because it's happening right. It's a day before the new moon solar eclipse. All right. So remember, everyone's like, we're this huge shift here. New beginnings for everybody. New beginnings for everybody, okay? Oprah's giving out new beginnings. You get a new beginning. You get a new beginning. You get a new beginning. But it's like a platform, right? To like just boom things to take off. But this is why Mars trining Saturn the day before is so amazing, is because Mars trining Saturn, first of all, that's two malefic planets. Okay. And remember, trines are very auspicious. And it's so basically, without getting too much into it, because I talk more about in your October forecast, really great day to sign a contract. You could be signing a contract, you could be getting a new job, you could be entering a new relationship, you could whether in work or love and romance. It really is a day that you definitely should take advantage of. Remember, Mars will be in Scorpio at this time, so it's like your passions will be like whoosh. It's gonna be and hey, we're all adults here. This is a very like your sex drive is gonna be like through the roof. FYI. Hello. Friday the 13th, it's a weekend too, so keep that in mind. That's what's happening. It's really just like this radical change that's happening. There's it's what it reminds me of, like what's happening. It's like at this point in the month, you remember that, okay, do you remember that scene in Titanic when Kate Winslet like kissed Leonardo DiCaprio in the car? Like the entire time she was like and she was like resisting it and whatever, and then like throughout the movie she was like like really becoming her authentic self and really like feeling the love, and it was this huge surprising moment even for her, and she's like, F it, I love him, whatever. That's how it's going to feel like at this point, okay, like throughout the month. So it's like really like becoming, and always, like, I know it's such a cliche thing to say, but being your authentic self is really, that's what's gonna like get you through everything. Okay. Just be your authentic self, and really let your intuition guide you. Really let your intuition guide you. So what else is okay? So that is another great day. Um, one of the best. And then I would also it's kind of like a combo package. The 13th and the 14th or 15th, depending on where you live. That happening right before the new moon solar eclipse in Libra and right before Mars moves into Scorpio. Like really crazy, really crazy. So Sherry, I love that you had a personal reading with Susan King. I hope you loved her. It's so funny. She and I, we were actually just WhatsApping today. But I'm gonna have her back. I'm gonna have her back. She was really great. Um, all right, so I okay. So the third day, because I'm looking at the clock. Um, we have another Mercury Kazemi. All right. So this is really, really, really nice. Um, that's the Sun conjuncting Mercury, and this is on October 19th. So you can mark this down. And we just had this a while ago, but remember, at that time, Mercury was in Virgo and Mercury was retrograde. So now it's like on the superior side of the sun, Mercury's direct, and remember, Mercury's in Libra at this time. So this is really think about having that like light bulb moment, like that major moment of clarity. I know what I want. I can see clearly now, but also really having insight into like what is going to bring me peace in my life, what's going to bring me like justice that I seek, what is going to make everything like feel good. It really is an amazing day. Okay. It's also like a time I feel like, just with all the other aspects happening around that time, if you haven't released anything yet, which you will, there's a lot of like it's like a lot of baggage we're letting go now. Okay. A lot of baggage we're letting go. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, if you do not let go, these eclipses may just okay. So it's if you can take charge, if you can do it, then it makes it so much easier. And then the eclipse can focus on something else to bring you something else good, right? But the other day that gosh, there's so many great days. Um I want you to mark down October 24th. Okay. That is when the sun is going to trine Saturn. And in in my notes, there's like 5 exclamation marks after it. So if I put 5 exclamation marks after an aspect, it's good. Okay. So mark that one down. It's really just Saturn it brings this like longevity energy like in it to win it, like this commitment energy that I really like. But it's like a time where a lot of y'all could just be like recognized for some of the things you do. You could be really laser focused on your goals at this point. It's just, remember these trines are really great. And the sun trining anything, first of all, is like amazing. Um, but there's a lot of this month is it's really like asking yourself like what do I want to invest in, like is this the relationship or my job, my career, or buying this home or having a child or whatever. Like there's like a lot of that, like putting effort in what you're investing in, like what you want to manifest, what you want to like bring to fruition. So I love that day. And that's happening just a few days before the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. I don't know if you know, we had and this is the ending that series basically. Let's say basically, because remember the eclipses were on the Taurus Scorpio axis for so long, and so it's a lot, and so we're moving into the Libra Aries, but um, at this point, it's like a lot of like getting finances in order, weeding out the things that no longer bring you comfort, stability. And it really is honestly a time where you're just going to outgrow things and you're just going to get rid of those things. Sorry, tea break. Happy birthday, Leslie. I would sing you the song, but I don't know the words. I was joking. um Y'all are amazing. I love this. I love how y'all are so supportive of each other. Wait, Jen, it's your birthday too? No, wait. Oh, I think I'm missing something here. Your birthday. Sherry, yes, Jean, y'all, come on. Susan King is the best. And yes, she is a true psychic, okay? She's a true psychic. So, but she doesn't like both her and I don't even we don't use it's like intuitive, because I feel like there's such a connotation with the word psychic, but she's just very intuitive and very intuitive. Um, but I'm glad that you had a reading with her. Jen, you're on October 24th. Um, Scorpios are I have I've mentioned this, and Jen, if you would probably I'll do it again in when I do your reading, but I have about 6 friends close friends who are Scorpios, the first week, okay, the first week of Scorpio season, it's a lot. Like when I was younger, oh my god, and I've known them for a long time. It was like a lot of like hardcore partying, but um let me see. Halloween. Okay, so 31st, October 31st, another great day. Actually, Mercury conjuncting Mars is also really good on the 29th. I talk about that a lot in the readings, but the last really good day is Halloween. Venus trining Uranus. Okay, it's like a 5-star day. It's a really great day. It's a day. Uranus is a planet of like breakthroughs and innovation and whatnot. And surprises. So it is a day where you could see like these really crazy, unique costumes, Halloween costumes. You could even make some really like if you're going out to party or whatnot, you could have like these very outside the box ideas in terms of your Halloween costumes, but it's amazing day. Remember, Uranus brings those surprising news, and when it's trining Venus, which is all about love and money and romance and creativity, okay, and self-expression. It really is those moments where it's just going to bring you love and pleasure of all kinds in surprising ways for a lot of y'all. It's a time to really socialize. So you cannot stay home on Halloween. Okay. It's like one of those days where you will never know who you're gonna meet. It doesn't matter if it's love or career or anything. It could be someone that is gonna be your mentor for something. It could be someone that is going to introduce you to someone who gets you your dream job. It could be someone who turns out to be editor at a publishing company, if you're writing a book. This is a day where you do not want to stay home, okay? You want to be social. You just never know, all right? Unless you have the party at your place, if you're having a Halloween party. Does anybody have a good Halloween costume? Do y'all do that? Oh my gosh, Jean, you're amazing. Thanks so much. You're truly amazing, Jean. You're the best, Jean. It's so Jean is amazing. It's so funny. When I started my channel, she was one of the very first who became who was one of my subscribers. And so Jean and I go way back. I love you, Jean. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And it's so funny. It like randomly was just trying to fix some things on YouTube, and I went through some of my older like readings, and they're just very different. They are very different from how I do them now. So those are like the best days for this month, but just honestly buckle your seatbelts. It's like you are going to feel very passionate about a lot of things, about the things that you are passionate about, the things that you do want. And then these eclipses, honestly, they're going to be like your life. They're setting you up for like this next cycle. Okay. And again, they're great eclipses. And then I think that you if you saw the 3 months ahead, like November, just know that it's going to be a little and then honestly, it's October is going to be so intense that toward the end, really, it may just remember, if things go sideways, if you get really stressed out, if you feel a lot of just like, oh my goodness, I can't handle this, just go within, let your intuition guide you, have those moments, like really put on some meditation music. Anything over for 400 hertz is great. Okay. But the best thing of all is going out in nature. Okay. I say it all the time. Go out, do some forest bathing, bring some, your Tibetan bowls. If you want to go to your nearby creek, it does not matter. Being in nature is just, it really is very grounding. Okay. It helps clear your head. So keep that in mind. Take your dog out for a really long walk. Oh, she's sleeping. Okay. I don't know. She's Ruby's right on the floor. Okay. So let's see. A Mike Stone birthday, October 28th. Will that be a good day? I don't know what a Mike Stone birthday is. But if your birthday is on the 28th, Diana, um, you know that that's the day of the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Let's just say you're gonna have a birthday that you will never forget. Cheryl, you said I saw you recommend a book to support psychic abilities. Oh, your sixth sense. Yeah. That's intuition. It's more about intuition, but yes, exactly. Any other books or people who offer online classes, coaching, mentoring you could recommend? Susan King really is the only one, but I don't think she does online classes or mentoring or coaching. In terms of books, I've read a lot. That is the only one that really that I personally connected with. There is one that I've read that is not bad. I have to just Google it or I look at my I got it on Abe Books a long time ago. But it is called Did I get it on Abe Books? Maybe not. I'm sorry. I got it somewhere. I forget the name of it, but I think it has the word intuition in it or something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Who is um Amy? Is Amy here? Amy, are you here? You are. Amy Springall. Amy. Okay, I got to go through this. Oh my gosh. Amy, Amy, can you hear me? Are you here? Yes, you're here. I've been looking for you. Okay. Um, so when we had that reading, will you have to, can you email me? Email me. All right. I gotta send you something. And you're gonna get like a bounce back email, but or an automated response. Actually, no, I turned that off. I gotta turn it back on. I was having a lot of Mercury retrograde issues with a lot of things. Okay. Yeah, Amy, you're gonna be very excited. I have something for you. Okay, so was I talking about something? I was not. I was saying that do 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 do. Okay, so y'all, does anybody have any questions? Oh, the book, yeah, the book. Yeah, that is I I honestly I don't remember the name of it, but it has the word intuition in it. But again, it really isn't the one that I connected with the most. It was like the one that I connected with the most was the one the Your Sixth Sense. And I read that a long time ago, but I've read it like 3 times. That's how great that book is. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about the full moon that's coming up? Uh, Time to let things go, unburden yourselves. And also October. Just remember, October is going to be intense. your readings. I'm already working on them. I did not. They're all some are over an hour long. Okay, that's just and I'm trying to. There's just so much happening in October. Okay, so much happening in October. But there may be, and I'm just, but yeah, there's that's that. But okay, y'all. Jen, you said void moons. What are your thoughts on them? Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, that's the thing. Um, don't initiate. Yeah, avoid initiating things. I never, and you can just Google it, like avoid moons. And this is something everybody should know. Sure, Mercury retrograde is one thing, but when the moon is void, it's very similar in a different way. Okay, and it's like that transition period before going to like another sign. But uh you can just Google it. It just void of moon avoid dates, and every day will come up, and it will be the moon will be void. Sometimes like a couple hours a day, sometimes like longer. Never have interviews during those times. Never have important conversations around that times. I never have like do Zoom meetings at my work when the moon is void, because I know nothing will get accomplished. And when we do meetings, Zoom meetings at work that overlap, like when the moon is void, I know nothing. Like it's going to be the worst meeting ever, and it usually turns out to be. So yeah, definitely do not that's a whole other thing, but yeah, Jen, don't. I would never have like conversations, important conversations around that time, or initiate things, or around moon voids. But remember, it's only a couple hours, but it is significant. It's mostly for like big, like for me, for meetings, like for work. I use that for that time, and you don't want to launch anything when the moon is void. But again, that's just like another. There's a lot of things that I mean, you can if you want to. It's just better not to. And it's so funny because you will see the difference. Like if you lead a team like at your work or whatnot, and if you're leading the call, you can do like a test like A/B, like do a call during when normally, and then do a call while the moon is void, and see the difference. Like nobody will, like when the moon is void, like you will get like face, like nobody's gonna nothing's gonna make sense. Nothing's gonna be accomplished. Um okay, so y'all, okay, so I have to get back to my readings for y'all, but Alicia, you asked, can we do a live stream where you do a bit more of a lesson insight, explain some more of these astrological influences and how they affect our charts at west a restaurant friendly time? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. I can. You can always ask questions throughout these things too. And but yeah, yes. But I do have a big surprise for y'all next month. I'm not going to say anymore. All right, y'all. Oh, West Australia. Is it West Australia? Oh, what did I say? Restaurant. Yes. What time is it in Australia right now? I can Google that, but time in West Australia. 2:15. Oh my goodness. Are you up at 2 a.m. right now? Um, oh my God, you're killing me. That's so crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go. I gotta go. I gotta finish your readings, but I am with these the surprise that I have for y'all. Actually, that's a good question. Is this a good time for y'all? I always because I work during the weekdays. I can't like I mean I can do it at night. Would y'all prefer I do this at night, like evening? Like if I were to do it like 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. or is that or are these times okay? I just look at the analytics and it's like this is a time that most of y'all are, are on. Yeah, weekend definitely. It would always be the weekend. Weekend. Okay. Gene, you go to bed at 7:30 Pacific time. Okay, okay. 8 p.m. Eastern is great. Okay, okay. Anytime. Okay, 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 okay. Um, all right. I'm gonna keep it at this time. Oh, his shit, you're great. All right, I'll keep it at this time for now, but if anything changes, let me know. But it'll always be the weekend, and we'll do one next month. But I do have a surprise for y'all next month. That said, y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much, y'all. It means so much to me, and I love doing these. And um, always ask questions, always let me know because I know that I'm not like the best, like I can't like if you have ask questions and like the in like the videos, like I can't always get to all of them like in the comments. It's best like when you ask them in person like this. So that's it, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for being members. I'm very excited for the surprise. Next month. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Leslie. And happy everyone getting new jobs and new contracts and motels and everything like that. Y'all have a great weekend. And yeah, I will have your October forecast posted next week. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Okay. Bye bye. Thanks. Bye.